Okay. Welcome, everybody. I think we're going to get started, and we might have a few stragglers wander in from the back, but trying to stay on time here, which is a bit of a theme for the YW. Welcome. Thank you for joining us today at our 111th Annual General Meeting. That's a tongue twister. My name is Sue Tomney, and I have the pleasure of being the CEO for the past 12 years here at the YW. And I'm so pleased to see all of you and guests and in 3D, super exciting. I'm pleased to be hosting you as well from Mohkinstsis, the traditional name of Calgary, where we reside on Treaty 7 lands. Additionally, in the spirit of reconciliation, I would like to acknowledge the traditional territories and oral practices of the Blackfoot Confederacy, which includes the Siksika, the Piikani, the Kainai, and the Mskapi Piikani. We also acknowledge the Tsuut'ina and Stoney Nakoda First Nations, the Métis Nation Region 3, and all people who make their homes in the Treaty 7 region of Southern Alberta. We are all treaty people. Welcome. Today, we are thrilled to be hosting our first in-person AGM in our new hub facility. The last full AGM that we did at YW was actually in 2018, if you can believe it. And that one was in our old downtown building in what we called Studio C, which was actually an aerobics room, complete with mirrors and everything. So I'm sorry we don't have that here. So between moving to this building in the summer of 2019, hosting a wonderful grand opening in the fall of 2019, and then that pandemic, we have limited the last 3 AGMs to short business-only meetings or to virtual meetings. So this is exciting to be, as I said, in 3D, and we're so glad to be back. A few housekeeping items before we begin. The washrooms are out the door and around the corner to your right. For people who are streaming, hopefully that's the same for you. Emergency exit is through the main doors where you entered, and there's lots of YW team members who are on hand to direct you to muster points if that's needed. So behind me, you will see the agenda for the next hour or a bit, maybe a little less than. And before we shift to our formal program, though, I would like to share a special component of today's event with you. So at last year's virtual AGM, we presented the inaugural YW Calgary Beacon Award to Mayor Naheed Nenshi, virtually of course, for his many years of friendship to this organization and for his dedication to a more inclusive and connected Calgary, and of course his leadership in understanding the systemic issues facing those most vulnerable in our city. And it was very fun because we actually made him cry, which is sometimes a good thing, right? Our definition of the word beacon is a bright light that shines in the dark to show people the way. YW's Beacon Award symbolizes just that, honoring those in our community to push through challenges, who provide a voice for those who may not have one, and who steward needed work to ensure others are able to thrive and prosper. Our 2022 Beacon Award recipient embodies these qualities and has demonstrated that she understands the barriers families face in this province and works each day to ensure continued opportunities for Alberta families. That person is Rebecca Schultz, MLA for Calgary Shaw, and formerly the Minister of Children's Services. We would like to honor MLA Schultz for her tireless efforts as Minister of Children's Services to advocate for, negotiate, and deliver the Alberta Affordable Childcare Agreement, which was signed between the federal and provincial governments on November 15, 2021. At the YW, we have seen the impact of this legislation firsthand, with demand for our childcare services increasing by almost 40% since the agreement was implemented. And beyond YW's childcare program, we have seen the extraordinarily positive impacts of this agreement in our community, in our social circles, and across the province. It has meant more parents, and particularly more women, have choices when it comes for care for their children. It took a great deal of leadership and commitment to make that happen. And today we commend MLA Schultz for her work. And congratulations, Rebecca. Unfortunately, she was not able to join us in person today, but we had the pleasure of presenting her with the Beacon Award last week. And at that time, she got to record a video message to share with us all.
Good afternoon, everybody. I am so sorry that I wasn't able to be with you in person today, but I did want to say what a huge honor it is to be recognized by the YWCA. It has been a great joy and honor to work for the children and families across Alberta, but it is even easier when I get to do that alongside amazing community partners like the YWCA. You have exceptional leadership, you have exceptional vision, and you do exceptional things for women, children, and their families every single day. I am so grateful for Sue, your hard work, your collaboration, and your commitment, as well as your help to getting this child care agreement with the federal government across the finish line. Really, in all of the work that we do to support kids and families, we could not do it without people like you. And I just want to say what an honor it is to be recognized by you and your amazing organization today.
And we made her cry too. So just starting to see when she was very surprised when we did that award. And we had board member Sharon as well with us. So it was a really, really special ceremony. So thank you. Now we will shift to the more formal component of the program, and I will hand things over to our board chair, Lara Murphy, to lead the business meeting as well as share some thoughts of her own. Good heavens, I'm sorry. Over to you, Lara.
Hello. Thanks, Sue, so much, and good afternoon. As chair of the YW Calgary Board of Directors, I'm a little nervous, everyone. I mean, this is only the second time I've worn this tag as board chair, so everything's been on Zoom. Thanks for taking the time out of your day to participate in the 111th Annual General Meeting. Before I call the meeting to order, I'd like to say how pleased I am that once again we can gather in person as a community, supporters, partners, board members, and employees. I want to acknowledge a few special guests today. Raki Panchi-Lee, MLA, Tim Ward, City of Calgary. So the 111th Annual General Meeting of the YW Calgary is now called to order, and I will certify this meeting. Are the slides working behind me here? Okay. Okay, sorry. I certify that quorum has been achieved and that we have over 20 voting members, actually 22 in attendance for the general meeting today. So I will move on to my board chair remarks. Look, it's working. So in all seriousness, I'm here today with mixed emotions. Pride in the exceptional work of this organization, my amazing colleagues on the board and everything that we've accomplished, along with a little melancholy that my time at the YW Board of Directors has come to an end. In 2020, when I began my term as board chair, I established 3 goals that the board and I would focus on. The first was to model sector excellence and board governance, and the YW's board has long been known for its integrity, accountability, and transparency. As our world becomes increasingly complex, ensuring we have the people, the skills, and the expertise at the board level is critical. In addition to our board of directors, which includes 2 new members who joined in November of 2021 and 1 who joined in March of 2022, all will be approved later in this business meeting. 3 standing committees of the YW board: Finance and Audit, HR and Compensation, as well as Governance. Additionally, we've had an ad hoc committee, the Project Oversight Committee, chaired by Claire Galvin, which oversees the Sheriff King Home Redevelopment Master Plan, which is just over yonder. So thank you to all the committee chairs and members. I'm proud to say that we have significantly moved the needle on several initiatives as a board. And in 2021, the YW launched a new risk management program, which involves the entire leadership team, as well as the board, ensuring that we're strategically identifying and managing risk to the organization, its people, and the ability to raise funds and its reputation. As you'll hear later in the program, our updated board recruitment process continues to bring exceptional women to YW's board, who not only provide their extensive experience to the organization, but also expand awareness and understanding about the work that the YW does through their circles and communities. Another goal, as well as a highlight for me as both the YW board chair and as a professional in the construction industry, has been ensuring that the YW Sheriff King Home Redevelopment Project became a reality. The decision to rebuild a larger, trauma-informed crisis shelter, as well as new affordable housing for women and their children fleeing domestic abuse, is visionary and bold, and attributes this organization two attributes that this organization continues to embody. I'm pleased to say the project is well underway on the other side of Blackfoot, so I'm sure many of you have driven by it. You'll see it. It's really amazing to watch. I happen to live close by in the neighborhood, so I get to see almost daily the progress that's happening. And we look forward to the opening of the doors for both facilities in 2023. So if you're interested in learning more, you can find project updates on the YW's website. My third objective was to ensure board support of the collective impact vision stewarded by 4 Alberta YWCAs. You'll hear more from Sue shortly about the YW Calgary's representation of all Alberta YWs at the Provincial Childcare Committee. It was a day of celebration this winter when the affordable affordable child care legislation was announced, and that was a really great day for the organization and the community. The pandemic brought challenges and obstacles, but also some silver linings, particularly in technology development. The need to shift how we work spurred us to quick action in advancing innovation strategy for long-term technology applications in program delivery, employee effectiveness, and business operations, even beyond our sector. By leveraging the experience within the YW Calgary, we can extend our skills, tools, and processes to our sister organizations while we elevate our own capabilities in all areas, including people resources, with the activation of the new Human Resource Information System later this year. That was a mouthful, but I did it. Finally, before I move to the formal program, I wanted to share one last highlight, which embodies so much of who the YW is today. In March, the YW board was invited to actively participate and ultimately approve a refresh to the YW's mission and vision. It was a pride point for me to see the board dig in, leverage the learning, ask the hard questions, experience the work of the past year to help finalize these refreshed statements, which you can see in the screen behind me. This reflects the organizational direction over the next several years. This is the clarity and purpose and focus that makes the YW such an important resource for women, their families, and the community. In closing, I want to say that I do treasure every moment that I've shared with the YW board, the leadership team, the employees, and all of what the Y embodies. I want to express my deep appreciation to my colleagues on the board. Thank you for allowing me to take this important work on with you, to learn from you, and to share this experience with you. The future is bright for the YW, and thanks to those who continue to support, govern, and advocate for the advance and the work of the organization. We'll now turn to the formal components of today's program. So I think everyone's queued up that needs to be. I will now ask the membership for a motion to approve the June 23rd, 2021 minutes from the 2021 YW Annual General Meeting.
My name is Claire Galvin, and I move that the membership approve the June 23rd, 2021 minutes from the YWCA Calgary 2020-2021 Annual General Meeting as provided.
Okay. Would someone please second the motion?
My name is Talia Bell, and I second the motion.
Any discussion? Thank you. All in favor? Any opposed? Consider the motion carried. Thank you so much. I will now call upon Lisa Shelley, our Finance and Audit Committee Chair and Board Treasurer, to present the March 31st, 2022 audited financial statements, self-proclaimed most fun committee.
Self-proclaimed but board confirmed, right? I think that verifies. Yeah, thank you, Lara. Like you said, last year was a little more comfortable behind the Zoom screen, but this is way more personal, and thanks for coming today. But I am now pleased to present the Calgary Young Women Christians Association financial statements for the year ended March 31st, 2022. The statements have been audited by PricewaterhouseCoopers LLP, who have provided an unqualified audit opinion, whereby the financial statements present fairly in all material respects the financial position of the Calgary YWCA as at March 31st, 2022, and the results of its operations and cash flows for the year then ended in accordance with Canadian accounting standards for not-for-profit organizations. Another mouthful. I would like to share a few comments and key highlights from the year 2021-22. I guess these will just change. The association generated an operating surplus of $353,000 from its operating and sustainability funds. At March 31st, 2022, the association has available an accumulated unrestricted operating surplus of $4.2 million, up from $3.8 million at March 31st, 2021. And the Sheriff King Home Redevelopment Project is an exciting and significant undertaking and will continue to have quite a significant impact on the financial position of the association going forward. You can find more details of that disclosed in Note 13, and you'll hear a lot more about that as time goes on. But in the early stages of the project, the cash flow requirements are being funded temporarily by the Sustainability Fund, and these cash flow requirements will reduce as government funding commitments are realized and are expected to reverse as the capital campaign proceeds. The following slides depict the sources of operating revenues and expenses for the 12 months ending March 31st, 2022. Consistent with prior years, our largest source of operating revenues come from government contracts of 67%, followed by community support of 22%, social enterprise of 9%, and investment and other income of 2%. As we move beyond COVID and related non-recurring funding, we expect reliance on government contracts to reduce and the revenues from community support and social enterprise to increase. We are a people-focused organization with 76% of our expenses directed towards salaries, wages, and benefits. As a result of our review of the audited financial statements and related discussions, including the results of the audit performed by PricewaterhouseCoopers LLP, the Board of Directors of the Calgary Young Women Christian Association is pleased to recommend for approval the March 31st, 2022 audited financial statements to the members of the organization. I will now ask for a motion from the membership to approve the Calgary YWCA audited financial statements.
My name is Preetma Dylan Chatta, and I move the membership approve the YWCA Calgary audited financial statements for the fiscal year ending March 31st, 2022.
Thanks, Preetma. Will someone please second the motion?
My name is Andrea Cox, and I second the motion.
Thanks, Andrea. Any discussion? Thank you. All in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried. That's a relief, hey, Bruce? No, he's worked really hard to get us here. In addition, the Board of Directors of the Calgary Young Women's Christian Association also recommends to the members the reappointment of PricewaterhouseCoopers LLP as the external auditors of the Calgary YWCA for the year ended March 31st, 2023.
My name is Sharon Carey, and I move that the membership approve the reappointment of PricewaterhouseCoopers LLP as the external auditors for the YWCA Calgary fiscal year ending March 31st, 2023.
Perfect, thank you. May we have a seconder?
My name is Liz Stretch, and I second the motion.
Thanks, Liz. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? All right, motion carried, and I'll turn the mic back to you, Lara.
Thank you. So now I would like to present the membership nominees to the YW Board of Directors for 2022-2023 fiscal year. Two of, I believe Emily did not, is she not here? Okay. Two of the four are here today, and I'll ask each to stand as I share a little bit about them. So Preetma, I think we'll start with you. We bumped up the slides in your honor. So Preetma Dylan Chatta is a Yale-educated nurse, executive, award-winning serial entrepreneur with 18 years of healthcare experience caring for patients at the bedside and in the boardroom. With their expertise in health informatics, Preetma co-founded Lavender, an online psychiatry and therapy office based in New York, serving clients across the United States. She serves as adjunct faculty at the University of Victoria and the University of Calgary, where she co-hosts Now Innovating, a Research to Impact podcast. Preetma is a member of the American Nurses Association Innovation Advisory Council and is particularly passionate about advocating for the profession of nursing to advance the access to timely mental health care. Thank you, Preetma. Please take your seat. Thanks. Impressive. The next nominee up for election is Emily Wang, and Emily was not able to attend, but Dr. Wang has worked in the field of mental health for over 30 years, starting as a frontline worker at the Sonia Shankman Orthotic School in Chicago, Illinois. That is definitely a tongue twister. She holds her Master's of Science in Educational Psychology, a Master's of Art, and a doctorate in Philosophy and Clinical Psychology. She currently works as Senior Director of Clinical Advancement and Trauma-Informed Services at Hall Services. She's an adjunct lecturer at the Cummings School of Medicine, Department of Psychiatry, and a sessional instructor with the Faculty of Social Work at the University of Calgary. Dr. Wang is also an associate member at Hotchkiss Brain Institute and the Matheson Center for Mental Health Research and Education at the University of Calgary, and as such is involved in several research projects related to child maltreatment and mental health. Thank you, Emily. She's not here, but we'll... Back to 3. And Angela Butler is also standing for election. Angela is not here, but I will read a little bit about Angela as well. Angela Butler is a Canadian CPA, CA, with over 30 years experience in the international oil and gas industry, including operational finance roles, strategy and business development, and corporate finance. Her current role is Vice President, Process and Data Transformation. Angela is part of Suncor Energy's Business and Operations Services leadership team, and she is an executive leader of Suncor's enterprise-wide process and data transformation programs. So thanks, Angela. Last but not least, Eleanor Chu is also up for election. She cannot attend today either, but I will share a few words. As most of you probably know, Eleanor is a prominent leader in the business and philanthropic community in Calgary. She's the founder of Trico Charitable Foundation and serves as one of their directors. Her role as Trico Group Chief Financial Officer, she helped build the company from a small business in Calgary to one of Canada's best 50 managed companies, a testament to her business acumen, professional and personal strengths. Eleanor holds a FCPA designation and previously held directorship of various public and private for-profit companies, along with her long list of volunteer roles, including sitting on the Mount Royal University Board of Governors, Alberta Children's Hospital Board, and Treasurer of Immigrant Access Fund Board. Through all of these endeavors, Eleanor has driven innovation and industry change in her profession, supportive business studies, and has demonstrated remarkable and outstanding achievement in her field and her community. So thank you. So I will now ask for the motion to approve the 2022-2023 board nominees.
Tani, and I move that the membership approve Preetma Dillon Chadha, Angela Butler, Eleanor Chu, and Emily Wang as nominees to the 2022-2023 Board of Directors of YWCA Calgary as presented.
Thank you. May I have a seconder?
My name is Diva Jokas, and I second the motion.
Great. Any discussion? All in favor? Opposed? We'll consider the motion carried. So welcome. Yay! Thanks, everyone. We'd like to take this opportunity to introduce those board members who are standing for re-election as directors for second three-year term. May I have a motion to re-elect Lisa Shelley to the Board of Directors for a second 3-year term, starting with 2022-2023 board year?
My name is Marie Volpe, and I move that the membership approve the re-election of Lisa Shelley to the YWCA Board of Directors for a second 3-year term.
Great. May I have a seconder?
My name is Carla Link, and I second that motion.
Thank you. Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Consider the motion carried. Yay! Thank you. I would also like to take this opportunity to confirm and welcome back those board members who are continuing as directors for the 2022-2023 board year. Sharon Carey, Claire Galvin, Deborah Petrick, Alea Ratani, and Liz Stretch. So that concludes our business. I'd like to declare the 111th Annual General Meeting of the YWCA Calgary now adjourned. Thank you. And I would like to ask, you coming back up, Sue? Thank you, everyone. I stay? I stay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
I can stick around.
Okay, you bet. Okay. So now we would actually like to invite Shannon Young to stage to join us. If Shannon, oh, there she is. I thought she snuck out. Yeah. That's how we roll. Sachet. Thank you. We'd like now to invite Shannon to join us on stage. Did I say that part already? No, I'm just joking. I'm totally kidding. I'm kidding. Shannon joined the YW Board of Directors in 2016. She's been an instrumental part in so many significant moments with the Y over the last 6 years. The launch of our new brand, the sale of the downtown facility, providing our expertise and support to the governance committee of the board, the move into this building, and the decision to proceed with the Sheriff King Home redevelopment project mentioned earlier. During her time with the YW, Shannon has also played a key role in our largest signature event, the Y Whisper Fundraising Gala, as part of our task force from 2017 to 2020. Her ability to bring people together and share with them her passion for the YW and the work we do has been evident throughout. Thank you, Shannon. You will be greatly missed.
I'm just going to jump. We have something for you, Shannon. There. See what happens when you're here in 3D? Oops, I'm going to take that out. So that's for you, as is this little memento. And I just want to say, Shannon did Lions work before she even joined the board on the gala, so she has been a volunteer for a very long time. We will miss you, but as the saying goes at YW, it's a bit like Hotel California. We'll see you in some form or another in the future. So thank you, Shannon. Okay, and before we let this person here leave, as you've heard from Lara today, this is her final day as YW board chair and as a board member. And she joined the YW Calgary's Board of Directors in 2016 and was instrumental in those early days as we designed and built the facility we are in today. Her expertise in the construction industry was extremely valuable during that period, and I can honestly say there is a great deal of Lara in this building. In 2020, as we headed into the COVID-19 pandemic, Lara took on the role of board chair. Little did she know that her entire term as chair would be done remotely with very few exceptions. She's very ripped off. Despite this barrier, Lara dug in and has continued to bring her knowledge, her humor, and her passion for the work to the role and the board. She's also been one text away from me, which I've always deeply appreciated if I ever needed help. And it seems like yesterday that her name was brought up. Where's Rebecca? That her name was brought up, and that as being one of the co-founders of her business, a women-led co-founder of Ryan Murphy Construction. And she was presented as someone that would be a great addition, and we were so honored when you said yes, and holy smokes, I can't believe 6 years later, here we are. So I would just like to say that Lara, I know, will remain connected to the YW, like I said, Hotel California. She has graciously agreed to continue to be part of the Project Oversight Committee under Claire's leadership, and for that we are deeply grateful. So thank you for sharing your time and talent over the past 6 years and for the grillion years ahead. But we do want to honor this moment in time, Lara, and say thank you so much. So we have a little something for you too. I'm going to hold these though, Lara, because I want you to open up your gift. We need to take, while you open that up,
Okay.
we need to take a moment while she opens up her gift. I just wanted to hold these flowers too for a bit, because it's probably make her great. Yeah. Actually, she had me at that one for a minute. You never know, right? I will describe it as she opens it, but we have a tradition that we started here not shortly after I started as CEO, and that is to outgoing board chairs to be able to present them with a very special silver ring that has the word woman on it in different languages. And so we hope you will wear that ring proudly and remember us always when you do. So thank you, Lara.
Thank you.
Now you can have these beautiful flowers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Okay. Yay. And before I jump into my CEO remarks, I want to take a moment to recognize someone else whose YW Calgary board term ended actually in 2018, but was instrumental to much of the work we have done in recent years. So, Rebecca, will you please join me for a moment? With our business-only AGM in 2019, and then the last 2 years of virtual events, we didn't get the chance to recognize you in the way we would like. So I'm grateful that you are here today. I know how busy you are, and I was thrilled when you said you could make it, so thank you. During Rebecca's term as board chair, YW Calgary underwent a great deal of change. A newly launched brand, sale of our downtown building and property, the uncertainties as the economic downturn began, I'll tell you a story about that in a second too, and the decision to build a new facility here in Inglewood, none of which was for the faint of heart. Thanks to her fearless leadership, YW Calgary not only completed the build of this facility on time and on budget and no debt, we came through all those obstacles much stronger and with a greater focus on where we were heading. And so the quick little story I will tell you is that some of you know that the sale of the building was going on in sort of Q4 of 2015. Not a great time. And things were quickly starting to deteriorate. And in fact, the leading bid we had on the building, there was some cold feet, I think, from the person who had, the team who had led that bid. And so we had an emergency board meeting I will never forget, where we decided we had to rethink whether or not we were going to let that price go down a bit, whether we would do that, because we were nervous that it might not even close because things were crumbling so fast around us. And Rebecca said, hell no. She said, that's the price, and if they walk away, they walk away. I have never been so scared in my life. Okay, if that's the way it's going to be, we get to start all over again. And everybody said yes under your leadership, and they stuck to it. And as a result, as I said, we continue to have the largest land sale in downtown Calgary in Calgary's history because of that fierce leadership. And that has enabled us to have such a strong organization. And so we're deeply grateful for that. So we have a little something that I remember you specifically saying as we made all those wonderful decisions in a room that overlooked an empty pool in downtown, the old building, truly inspiring when you're looking through over an old pool, empty pool. And I remember, I'm opening this for you because I need to, because it's so funny. And I have to tell the story because you said you wanted this, and the last day when we were literally turning out the lights, Joanna Domes, who is leading now our Sheriff King project and was in charge of our move to this building, both Joanna and Brian, where's Brian? Oh my gosh, wait for it. Okay, don't take it away. Where's Brian? Anyways, Joanna said to me, oh my God, I have to go back, I have to get the sign. It was like a last minute. And so, because of that, Rebecca said, all I want out of all of this is the sign for where all the decisions were made in the beautiful meeting room D. That's what I present to you. Yeah, we did that on purpose. We kept an older photo of you, see? You remember to return that favor to me someday, Rebecca. Do you want to say anything? Do you want to say anything? Why not? You never got a chance to say anything.
I don't know. See,
You don't have to.
This is not the first time you've done this to me.
I know. Some things never change.
I have nothing prepared.
Isn't that funny? I know.
This is funny. I'm so happy for everyone on the board today that you get to meet in this beautiful building.
Unlike where you got.
It's awesome. Yeah, I don't know what to say. The YW was a huge part of my life for close to 10 years, I would say. It was just an inspiring time. I loved my time here. It was amazing. We did a lot of really great things, and every time I drive by on Blackfoot with my kids, whether it's on the way to the airport or whatever it is, going to some sporting event, we always point and say, look at that, it's so amazing. And the fact that we're here today, and we started out in meeting room D, talking about whether or not we would sell the building, is just remarkable. And I feel very grateful to have had the opportunity to work with so many wonderful people to just have a sliver of a hand, a little bit, in making this happen. So thank you for the opportunity. It was amazing. Yeah. It was great.
Oh my gosh, good. That has been sitting on my desk for 3 years waiting for this moment. So that's good. I'll miss it. I'm going to have to replace it with something. So I get to say just a few words just to wrap us up here and where I get the CEO remarks. There you go. This is always a favorite part of the year for me because it forces me to look back and reflect and share with you, our donors, our community partners, employees and neighbors, some of the moments from the past year that really stood out for me. At last year's AGM, we shared our annual report, which was themed the year, a year of COVID. Thinking, it's just a year, right? This year, though, we made a conscious decision to look past the ongoing pandemic and apply some valuable lessons that we had learned along the way and hone our expertise, which in turn deepened our impact. And all of this led to dub the 2021-2022 Year One of Clarity. I hope you all take the time to go through our digital annual report. You will find a link to the report on the postcards that are available throughout this space. It's super funky, hey? It's really well done. So I'm encouraged, and thank you, Carla and team and Robert. It's a really cool annual report, and so please do take the time. We've made significant strides in activating our new strategic plan, also something I'm deeply grateful for. This plan, which focuses on domestic violence, mental health, and women's economic prosperity, was developed with insight from our community, with insight from our board, and from our team members. The board input ensured that we understood the needs of the community and helped us to be aligned in meeting those needs. A key component of this has been the development of our women's economic prosperity strategy. Not only did this area support over 280 individuals with critical programs such as financial literacy and money management, but the team also began to foster relationships with community members and partners across the community. This building component will provide more opportunities for women and girls to build strong relationships and gain economic stability. It also speaks to our intention of leaning further into preventative strategies that will ensure everyone has the tools, the skills, and the support they need to thrive. An important area of work, and one that is dear to me, is the intentional path our equity, diversity, and inclusion journey has taken. For an organization where more than 27 languages are spoken and over 44% of our employees were born outside of Canada, embedding a formal EDI committee within our new strategic plan and our daily operations was an essential first step. This committee, led and driven by the employees and stewarded by leadership, including myself, will remain a primary focus for the organization with a goal to empower everyone to be able to bring their true, authentic selves to work each day and feel that they are part of a safe and welcoming culture. While we work to elevate our voices internally, we also continue to extend our voice within Calgary and beyond on many topics that impact women and their families. As you heard earlier in the program, this year we had the opportunity to share our expertise and the ongoing need for affordable childcare in our province. There are more than 800,000 children in Alberta whose families require childcare, and the expectation is that this number will reach 1 million by 2047. Given that, the opportunity for me to participate in the Supporting Alberta Working Parents Advisory Group, needs an acronym, last year was valuable and extremely timely. The outcome of these and other conversations with government and partners, seeing affordable childcare legislation enacted in Alberta this year, was a major victory for families and such a thrill for everyone who has helped to make it happen. And as a mother of 3 adult children, this would have been wonderful 30 years ago, but I'm sure happy that it's going to be something that will deeply impact my adult children. So it was very exciting to participate in that on that committee with Rebecca Schultz and representing the 4 YWs in Alberta. It's been quite a year for YW Calgary. We were able to support more than 5,300 women and their families across all our programs and services, and we know the impact of that support resonates beyond those who come through our doors. So where do we go from here? We continue to look ahead and move forward. We find innovative ways to support women and their families by building resources and expanding preventative strategies to support even more families in the future. We also honor our 111-year history by focusing on the needs of our community, the barriers yet to overcome, and the opportunities available for a prosperous future for everyone. We continue to positively impact the lives of women and families like no other organization can in a time where we're needed most. I'm so proud of the YW Calgary team and all they've accomplished, particularly during these trying times of a global pandemic. I'm grateful for all the unfailing support that we get from our partners, from our donors, our awesome board of directors, and from the community. Thank you. And I want to take just a moment, too, just to introduce, because it's been virtual for so long, our executive team as well, because they're all here. Sorry, this is off the cuff. Robert Sano, if you would stand, our VP of IT, Marketing, and Digital Strategy. Bruce Byford, who is our awesome CFO, and Talia Bell, who is our VP of Programs and People. And I thought that was worth pointing out because we have gender equity around the executive table now, which is interesting. Not around the board table. Rebecca, we're still working on it, but we have to work on national still. So that's next up, right? So thank you to my colleagues around ET and to all the employees who are here. We have a most amazing team. Every year, I think this is the best team yet, and it just gets better and better. So thank you, everyone. And so with that, it concludes our 111th Annual General Meeting. Thank you, everybody, for taking the time to join us today in the room or virtually. Can't tell you how pleased I am to be able to shake hands and hug people and gather in person and bring energy and activity to our beautiful hub and show it off. So thank you. Board members, just a reminder, we're going to scoot upstairs. That's the current board members, not without you, Lara. I'm sorry. You get to head in and go have refreshments and get started. We're going to have a brief board meeting upstairs just to do some work for 20 minutes or so at tops, and the executive team as well to follow us upstairs. All other guests, please stick around and linger and help yourself to the goodies in the community kitchen. And enjoy that, enjoy each other, and I look forward to seeing you all next year. Thank you.